Hey guys, what's up? Today I am so excited to do a get ready with me video showing you my everyday hair and makeup routine for spring. And yes, I'm wearing a bathrobe because that's what I get ready in every single morning. So authenticity, people, you are actually getting ready with me for a normal day. So getting started, I only wash my hair every other day. And since yesterday was a hair washing day, today is a skip day. What I like to do on these days is spray some dry shampoo into my hair to soak up any excess oil and help refresh and revitalize my hair. I do this before I do my makeup, then I massage it in afterwards so it really has time to work its magic. This is the John Frieda Luxurious Volume Dry Shampoo and it works miracles for me, people, like miracles. So I spray that on, then slip a hairband on to protect my hair from all the product we're about to slather on our face, and let's get into the makeup tutorial. The first step of my makeup routine is always a face primer, and today I'm using the Bobbi Brown Face Base. I love the texture this gives my skin, and I feel like my foundation just glides over it. It's a great canvas to start our foundation painting, which is what I'm about to do. You will see I'm literally right here painting foundation onto my skin, but I love it so much. This is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. I used to use this. I even did like an updated foundation routine on this foundation. Then I stopped using it. I don't know why, but I started again about 3 weeks ago, and I am absolutely loving this foundation. So what I'm doing is just dabbing it on with a brush, then blending it out in circular motions to kind of just blend that all into my skin, get the first layer just really even on my face. Then don't forget to take it down your neck because you don't want your face and your neck to be two different colors. Then after this, I want to blend it in even more because sometimes when you just use a brush to blend in your foundation, you have some lines from like the bristles and the hairs of the brush. It just doesn't look completely like a second skin. So I'm taking a damp beauty sponge and I'm just going to dab this onto my face, and it's going to erase any of those lines. It's also going to pick up any excess foundation because it is a sponge and it absorbs it. So this really helps just even it out. So if you feel like you got a little too much foundation on at the beginning, don't worry, because the more you use this sponge, the more it is just going to kind of take a thin layer away at a time. So you can keep using it over and over. Sometimes I even put 1 ply of tissue paper over my beauty blender and go over it if I feel like I have too much foundation on, because I don't want to look completely lifeless with it. I just want it to kind of cover up any imperfections. Then I'm taking my Naked Skin Concealer and I'm using this to conceal and highlight my under eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this under both of my under eyes. Then I also like to apply this down the bridge of my nose, kind of in like a peacock tail feather motion coming up from my nose in between my eyebrows. That little section gets a good highlight. Also on my chin and on my Cupid's bow. So I highlight a lot of areas, and I like to highlight with a liquid highlighter, but I don't like to contour with a liquid bronzer. So I don't know why I do it this way. I'm gonna end up using a powder one later on to bronze, but this is how I do it. Then I'm just going to blend that out with the same damp beauty blender. So surprise, I actually use 2 beauty blenders in my makeup routine. So I have the one that I use to blend out my liquid products, and then I have one that I am applying some under eye powder with. So I am just using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder, and you can see why I use the headband to protect my hair from all this product. It gets everywhere. Then I'm taking the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder and I'm using this to set the foundation on the rest of my face. If you are using this foundation, just really make sure that you let the foundation sit for a little while so it can really dry. If you just go put the powder on right after you've applied the foundation, I feel like it gets really cakey really easily. So now I'm just going to contour using my Smashbox contour palette, whatever this is, like Shape and Sculpt or something. And I'm just using a large fluffy brush to apply the gray toned dark brown on the hollows of my cheeks and up on my forehead next to my hairline. And I also put a little bit of this below my lip and also on my jawline and kind of blend it down my neck. And then I go out with the brush or I guess go in with the brush, I don't really know. And I just blend this out so that it's not as noticeable, because when I first apply it, it can be pretty harsh. So I just keep blending until I'm happy with the way it looks. And then I get to add one of my favorite steps, which is my blush. And I was dancing, I don't even know what song I'm dancing to right now, but I am going to apply the blush with a brush. I'm applying the blush with a brush onto the apples of my cheeks and then blending it back towards my ear. I love blush and like a good cheek highlight. I feel like it just makes you look so alive. I don't know. I love this step. So that was NARS Orgasm Blush. Then I go in with the powder brush and I just go over it to blend it all together and make sure it's not too harsh. Then I'm taking my Champagne Pop, obviously my everyday favorite product. I'm going to highlight my cheekbone with this, also the very tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Next, I'm taking the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm obsessed with this, and I'm going to start by applying the lightest shade all over my eyelid, going up to my brow. This is going to give us a really great base to work with. Then I'm taking the brown color called Puree, and I'm going to apply this with a large fluffy brush into my crease, going all the way to the inner corner. Most of the time I focus it more on the outer corner and blend it in, but for this one I've been taking it all the way in and I really like the way it looks. It's like a very subtle halo eye when I'm done. Then I'm taking a smaller crease brush and I'm going to take a shade darker called Summer Yum and apply that in my crease a little bit lower. So the Puree covers a broader area of the crease. The Summer Yum is going to be more concentrated towards the lid. Then I'm going to take an even darker color called Charmed, I'm sure, and focus this on the outer corner of my lid, the inner corner of my lid, and just the very bottom section of my crease. So I feel like if you're watching me, you can kind of see what I'm doing a little more. I don't know, maybe that helps. That's why I film these videos, you know? Next, I'm taking the shade called Candied Peach on a flat shader brush and applying this just to the center of my lid. Then I took a clean blending brush that doesn't have any product on it to blend out any of the harsh lines, and I was blending out the crease, and in the viewfinder it looked pretty light, so I'm deepening it up right now. In person it was even more deep than this, so I think just keep adding, small layer after layer until you get the color that you want. Then I'm applying some brow gel onto my brow hairs, and this is a brown brow gel that really just makes the brows that I already have a little bit deeper, and then I'm going to fill in any sparse areas and make my brows a little bit thicker using this brow pomade. And then I go ahead and just brush it out with a clean spoolie because I don't like any of the product clumping together or anything like that. Then I'm going to highlight using that same Champagne Pop highlighter underneath my brow. I love the way this looks on my brow bone, and it just adds that little shimmer to the look that I think is so pretty. Then I'm applying some clear brow gel just to set my brows and keep them in place all day. Then I got some fake lashes and a super thin line of black eyeliner. I didn't want it to be too dramatic with the liner, so I did a super skinny line. And then I'm just applying a little bit of the same shades of eyeshadows onto my lower lash line, as well as one coat of mascara onto my lower lashes. So everything is done except for my lips, and I kind of go out of frame for this. I apologize for that, but the lip liner that I'm using is the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in Candy K, and I was using the liquid lipstick in Candy K also, but then I found one at Walgreens called Jordana. It's the Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lip Color in 01 Creme Brulee, and it's super inexpensive. You can get it at the drugstore, and it's not as drying, but I feel like it matches the lip liner really well. So I have been using that instead, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, so we're done with makeup and now we are moving back into hair. So I'm going to massage that dry shampoo into my scalp, and I find that if I let it sit for a little while, like while I'm doing my makeup, it just helps absorb all the excess oil and leaves my hair feeling really fresh and clean. So when I'm done with that, I'm just going to brush everything through, and then I've been doing really easy beach waves lately. I actually have a full tutorial on how I do this, so I'm just going to show you kind of like a quick version because this is my everyday hair and makeup get ready with me video. So I'm going to show you how I do it, but I'm going to go kind of fast. If you want to see a full tutorial on this, then I will link it in the bottom bar below. But basically, I'm just going to clip this top section of my hair up on top of my head, and then I'm going to use a curling wand, and I'm going to go ahead and curl my hair in waves away from my face, making sure that I leave about an inch or two at the bottom of my hair uncurled, and that helps give you that really effortless, beachy, textured hair. Now I'm just going to repeat this with all of my hair. I've gotten it to where it only takes me about 8 to 10 minutes to do my whole head, so you can do it pretty quickly, and it's a hairstyle that's quick enough that I feel like I can do it every day, and I do it every day. So my biggest tip if you're using a curling wand is to hold the wand in the hand opposite of the side of the hair that you are curling. So if you're curling the right side of your hair, hold the curling wand in your left hand and go up and over your head, and that will give you the best angle to be able to get these waves. So I'm going to repeat this a bunch of times, and I will BRB. One of my most important tips if you are curling your hair is to make sure you give your hair ample time to cool after you curl it and let the waves and curls really set. So I gave it about 10 minutes once I was done, and then now I'm going in with some of the John Frieda Beach Blonde Sea Salt Spray, and I'm just spraying this into my hair and scrunching it up, and I love the texture and the waves that this product helps give me. So I am just kind of scrunching it up, and then I am all done. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment below with any other tutorial requests, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.